Oh. Okay, so this is our Insight Assistive Technology Discovery Group. My name's Chris Butler. I'm the Executive Director of Insight. Today's topic is the Be My Eyes app, and presenting today is our social worker, Jenya Pankova. So Jenya, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. So I'm the social worker here. Like Chris just said, I will be doing an overview of the Be My Eyes app, which is an app that provides visual assistance by connecting you to a volunteer um, to help with different tasks around the house, outside, with different things throughout the day. So I will be giving an overview and then I'll be doing a demonstration. I am fully blind. So the way that I use my iPhone is with VoiceOver. So it will be talking out loud to do the demonstration. I will also be repeating what it's saying in case some of you aren't familiar with kind of listening to VoiceOver and understanding it. So I will be repeating everything that it's saying too, just for clarity. So Be My Eyes was first launched in uh, on January 15th, 2015. It's free on your phone, so it's free on Android, iPhone, and Windows. Although on Windows, it is still in beta, I believe. The most recent update that I saw was that it's still in beta, and you can only use the AI, the artificial intelligence component of it. Um, so we'll go into kind of what you can do on Windows versus what you can do on the app through your phone. So you would just download it from the App Store, so either the Google Play Store or the iOS App Store, and register either as a sighted volunteer or as a blind user. So it gives you two options. There are, as of right now, over 9 million sighted volunteers. So these people aren't getting paid, it's all voluntary, which I think is incredible. And 900,000 visually impaired or blind users. Um, the platform operates in 150 different countries and over 180 different languages, or assistance is available in over 180 different languages. So I think that's pretty incredible for an app that solely runs off of volunteers. So some of the things that you can do, and I went on the website yesterday and they had 100 different things that you could do or tasks that you could get help with. So we're not going to go through all 100 of them, but I will give you some from each category. So it kind of gives you an idea, even as you're going through your day, what you can use it for. So at home, some people use it for help with setting the thermostat if your thermostat is not accessible, or connecting Wi-Fi or modems. In the kitchen, some people use it to identify food or checking the freshness of products, identifying different tea and coffee products, and other things in the kitchen like reading recipes. With technology, you can use it to set up a new computer or any other electronic device. Reading serial numbers. I know a lot of time when you call, like tech support or Apple support, sometimes they'll ask you to read the serial number on your computer or your device, so you can use the app for that. Getting past an image-based CAPTCHA. So those are the things that are when you're trying to sign up for something, you're registering for something on a website, and it gives you this prompt that's like identify all fire trucks in the series of pictures. And if you can't see that, you can call Be My Eyes and ask a volunteer to help with that by showing the computer screen through your phone. Um, Out and about, you can get help navigating the train or subway stations, reading bus routes, arrival times, or signage, locating a particular door. So if you get to a place and you can't find the entrance, you can call a volunteer and be, pan your phone around and be like, can you see where this entrance is? Um, Sometimes if you have, a service dog or just a pet dog and you're taking them on a walk and you need help finding a garbage can, you can call a volunteer for that too. I've definitely done that myself. For fun, you can use it for identifying CDs or vinyl records, learning a board game so they can help read the instructions. The other day I went to a store, and my friend and I were looking through different board games, and we actually connected with a Be My Eyes agent who was able to read some of the overviews of the games because they were all in boxes and the instructions were all in print. You can use it for navigating public parks if you want to go on a hike or just a walk in a park that you're not familiar with. It can help describe the area for you. So if you're in a scenic place and you want help describing paintings or statues, it can do that as well. For style and beauty, matching clothing or picking out an outfit, checking clothing or makeup, and getting a second opinion at a clothing store. So last month I went to Kohl's, and I actually connected with a Be My Eyes volunteer, and they were able to help me walk through the women's clothing section and help me pick out some winter sweaters. So that was pretty cool. And I believe it's unlimited as far as like how much time you can spend with a volunteer. I've never been cut off myself, so if anyone knows anything about that later, we can talk about that during the Q&A. But I've personally never been cut off while I'm on the phone with a volunteer. For health and fitness, navigating the gym, setting up exercise equipment, reading health monitor equipment. So if you're using a treadmill or an elliptical and you want to know how many miles you've run or walked, you can call a Be My Eyes volunteer. Reading a bathroom scale if your scale is not accessible. With shopping, they can help check and compare prices, read ingredients and materials, looking at jewelry or other items behind glass. And then some other miscellaneous tasks would be checking a garden for weeds, finding out what's going on outside if it's going on behind a closed window and you can't hear what's going on that well, reading or writing a greeting or holiday card, or reading a restaurant menu. And then there's some specialized help. We'll go more into detail about this when we go through the service directory portion of the app. But there are things that you can get help with by connecting with an agent from that organization. So some of those things are Google products, Microsoft products, and Clearblue products, which can help read their pregnancy tests. So moving on to the app itself. So I'll give you an overview of each tab, and then I'll demonstrate the things under each tab so you can get an idea of where and how to use them. So I'm going to bring up the app on my iPhone. Of course, this is going to be a little different for Android users, but we'll do this. And I'll slow my voiceover down so that way everyone can understand it. My service dog is in the office with me, and he's actually dreaming. So if you hear anything in the background, it's probably him barking in his sleep. Okay, so
great. Column 1.
Let's see.
FaceTime. App switcher. Mail. App store. Facebook. Be My Eyes. Active.
So I'm opening Be
Swipe
My
up with 3
Eyes.
fingers. A large black dog lying on a clear. Tab bar. Get support. Tab 1 of 5.
So there are 5 tabs along the bottom of the screen. So there's
Get support.
a
Tab 1 of 5.
Get Support tab,
Selected. Be My AI. Tab 2 of 5.
the Be My AI tab, which is the artificial intelligence portion of the app,
Selected. Service directory. Tab 3 of 5.
the Service Directory tab,
Community. Tab 4 of 5.
a Community tab,
Settings. Tab 5 of 5.
and your regular Settings tab. So we'll go ahead and start
Get
with
support.
the
Tab 1 of 5.
Get Support tab.
Get support. Selected. Get support. Tab 1 of 5.
And so on here, you can do 2 things. The first thing is you can call a volunteer for support, which is what we've been talking
Create
about.
private groups with your friend. Create private. Tap 10 back button. Call a volunteer button.
So that button is sort of like
Call a volunteer button.
in the middle of the screen, and it's very easy to find. When you call a volunteer, it will connect you with someone random, one of their 9 million volunteers, and you can ask them, you can start off by telling them what you need help with. I'm not going to call anyone now, but that would be where you would go to do that. The volunteer can do 2 things when they're on the call with you. They can use 2 tools. The first one is a snapshot. which is kind of like a screenshot, but it will be deleted after your call for confidentiality, to maintain confidentiality. And so basically what that does is if your camera is having a hard time focusing on something or they need to zoom into it, they can take a quick snapshot of it and, maybe they're better able to help you that way because they can actually zoom into it and enlarge it. And then they can also turn on a flashlight. So if you're in an environment that's dark and they can't see very well, they can turn on the flashlight which will enable the flashlight for them to see a little bit better what you're showing them if the environment is not if there's not a lot of the light in your environment. And then the only other thing to keep in mind is when you do call a volunteer, you can only use the back camera on your phone. So this has been a problem for me a few times because I've needed to use the front camera to align my video if I was going into different interviews or conferences where I needed to make sure that my camera was centered. And unfortunately, it just doesn't have the capability of connecting to the front camera. So it only uses the back. And the other part of this app or of this tab is that you can use it to create groups of family and friends, blind and sighted. And so that could be helpful in times where like the information that you need read out to you or that you need with tasks that you need help with are a little bit more confidential and you don't feel comfortable sharing them with a random volunteer who you don't know well. You can create a group of family and friends, and when you call the group, it will connect you. It'll choose a random person to call first. So it's not going to call the whole group. It'll call just one person out of the group, and then it'll keep going and attempting to make calls to other people if that first person doesn't answer. You can have up to 5 groups and 20 people in total.
My groups, call it my groups button.
And that would be in the My Groups tab. So as you just heard VoiceOver say, My Groups.
Call my groups button.
So you would go in there.
My groups in progress. Create private groups with manage groups button.
So there's a manage groups tab, which I would have nothing under there because I don't have any groups set up. But if you needed to rearrange or rename your groups, that's where you would go.
Create private groups with your friends and family. Each volume,
it says
70.
Create private groups with your friends or family.
Create a group button.
And there's a create a group button. So that's where you would go to establish a group. All of the members in the group have to be registered and have the app on their phone to be able to help. So let's see. So yeah, and for the groups that you can create, you can ask for help with reading a bill or a prescription or anything that's a little bit more confidential. Maybe your card information if you trust, someone in your life to do that and you've created a group with them in it. The reason that other blind and visually impaired users can join a group is so that if either of you need to use it, you can both call the same group and receive support from people in your life.
Tab bar.
So that's the Get Support tab. The next tab is Be My AI. Be My AI is the artificial intelligence part of the app. So it uses ChatGPT, specifically GPT-4. It's powered by advanced artificial intelligence to provide detailed and vivid picture descriptions, instant answers at any point. So if you can't connect to a volunteer, this could be helpful. Again, it only uses the rear camera. And you can also ask it follow-up questions. It can help you read labels, explore new places, very similar to what an actual volunteer can help you with. Sometimes, though, I do want to caution before we start to explore this part of the app that there are AI hallucinations, and so it sometimes just makes things up. So it's a good tool to have in a toolbox of many other tools. I wouldn't rely on it solely, just on it to help you get through an unfamiliar place. But if you do need something quick, like for it to read a sign and you're kind of familiar with, what you think you'll expect or what you think that it'll read, then it's just good reassurance to have. But again, I wouldn't rely solely on it because of the AI hallucinations. And sometimes it just completely makes something up, especially if it isn't sure what it's looking at. So we'll go into this part of the app
Selected.
now.
My AI. Tab. Selected. A large black clear button.
Okay, so there's a take picture button.
Take picture button. And take picture button.
And then there's
Ask more button.
an ask more button. So I already took the picture, and this is what it says for the description.
Take picture button. A large black dog lying on a clear. Words. Speaking rate 655%. A large black dog lying on a light gray rectangular dog bed. The dog is on its side with its back and hind legs visible, facing to the right, with all four paws relaxed and stretched out. The fur is smooth and solid black, and a small patch of lighter skin is visible near the belly. The bed has slightly raised, rounded edges and looks soft and cushioned. The bed is on a medium gray carpeted floor. Near the bottom center of the image, the front part of a dark colored shoe is visible, pointed toward the dog. Along the very bottom edge, part of a flat yellowish surface, such as the top of a low barrier or piece of furniture, runs horizontally across the image.
So hopefully all of you could hear that. It's incredibly detailed. So sometimes I'll even ask my friends and family to send me pictures so I can run them through this app, because their description, the AI generated description, is so much more detailed than any person could probably come up with on the spot. So it's really great for exploring new places, looking at super visual things, because it does provide a lot of detail. Now, if I wanted to ask it a follow-up question,
Take picture. Ask more.
I would go into the Ask More button.
Ask more button. Message. Text. Be my eyes. Space.
And it pulls up a box similar to, it looks like almost similar to if you were to send a text message to someone. So I'll just type in
A-A-T space D-A-C.
I'll just type in
Dogma A-A-S-P-O-G S space cap M. Pause S space A-C-I-A-L space double P-R-E-I-O-N. Question mark, period, expression.
So I just told it to describe the dog's facial expression. And I'll go ahead and send it. The send button is right above the P, similar to how any other
Be my AI.
Any other button.
Send message. Send mess. Please wait. Be my AI is writing a message. Be my AI. There is no dog's face visible in the image. Only the dog's body and legs. So I can't describe its facial expression. If you'd like, you could take another photo from near the dog's head, aiming the camera toward its face.
So if you could hear that, it actually said that the dog's face was not visible in the picture, which is good to know. Like, I wouldn't have known that right off the bat listening to its first description. So it told me that if I wanted to know what the facial expression is, that I could take a better picture. You can ask it all sorts of things. So yeah, that's basically how the follow-up questions work. And you can get really detailed with it, and it will most of the time tell you if it can't see something or if you need to take a better picture.
And chat, but share your message. Be my call. Be your message. Describe the Be my AI. Your message. Image.
So if I go back to the original message with my picture, I can do one of three things.
Copy. Activate. Default.
So I can copy it.
Copy. Activate.
Oh, wait.
Be my AI. A large black dog.
Sorry, if I go to the description, so not my picture, but the description of the picture that it provided originally.
Copy.
I can copy it.
Activate. Copy. Your message. Copy. Be my copy.
It's not letting me do that anymore.
Your message. Share button. Your be copy. Add copy.
Maybe it's because I went into the ask more
Message
part of it.
Chat
Give me
button.
one.
Share your message. Be my AI. Call a volunteer. Add picture button.
And on here too, you can add a picture as well. So if it wanted a clearer picture of the dog's face, you could always take another picture and add it to this chat. And that way it would already know what you were trying to add the extra picture for. And it'll give you more detail. But I'm going to go ahead and end this chat and start a new picture. So that way I can show you what you can do once you actually take a picture.
And chat. Are you? No, yes button. Please let us know. I had a good chat. But starting camera.
So it'll say starting camera, and it'll show you just the take picture button.
Cellular camera menu. Serve. So get take picture button.
So I'm going to go ahead and take another picture of my dog, and we'll see. And I'll show you what you can do with that.
Tab bar 6. Take picture button. Take picture. Dim. Analyzing picture. Please wait.
So it's just processing the picture now.
A black dog with a red collar lying on a light colored cushioned dog bed. The dog is resting on its side with its head near the edge of the bed, ears relaxed and body stretched out. The bed is on a medium gray carpeted floor. In the upper left corner, there are scattered items, including take picture button.
So that's the new description of a picture that's pretty similar to the first one. And
a black dog with a red collar. Save image.
So what you can do when it provides the original description is you can either save the image, share it,
copy description,
or copy just the description. So if you save the image,
activate save image.
So I just saved it, and it'll go into my camera roll on my phone.
No, mail, cam, photos. Date, February, photo, time, photo chooser, photo 4000, photo 4000, photo 4000, photo, a black dog with a red photo.
And it will embed the description into the photo. So if you're using VoiceOver, it will read the photo with the description in it already, which is great for someone who can't see any of their photos, and it kind of helps you understand what's in each photo so you can better organize your photo library. So it'll already have the description in there.
Be my eyes, be my eyes, be my eyes. A black dog with a red clear. A black
dog. Again, you can also just copy the description.
Save share. Copy description.
Which I just did. And then you can paste it into something like Facebook or Instagram. That some of those social medias, they have something called alt text. So if you want to describe your picture and for VoiceOver to recognize it, then you can just paste it into the alt text, and it'll help to, it'll, like, anyone who comes across that picture on social media will be able to know what the picture is of if they're using VoiceOver on their iPhone. The other thing you can do is you can share the whole conversation with someone, a friend or family member who's maybe interested in seeing kind of how I described the photo, or to tell you if it was accurate in describing the photo. You can share the link with them, and they can see the whole conversation. They don't need to have the app for that. It just opens up in Safari or whatever web browser you're using on your phone.
Update picture button.
So those are the 3 things that you can do from the app. If you also have a picture that a friend sends to you or a family member, and you save it to your camera roll, and you want to see, you want it described, you can also do that.
Notes. Camera.
So right now I'll just go into my photo library and pick out a photo.
Photos. Photo chooser. Photo 4000. Photo. Time 9:46 a.m.
So
object available. An assortment of fruits in a.
So I saved this photo from Facebook. So let's see what it's all about. So the way you would have it describe the photo is you would go to the share button. Chris, I don't know what that looks like visually, but VoiceOver says share. It's in the bottom left corner. And
share button. Illustration of a bullet step to airdrop button.
You'll scroll all the way down.
Page 2 of 4. Page 4 of 4. Page 4 of 4.
And there should be a describe with Be My Eyes button.
Save to print. Describe with Fire Act. Describe with Be My Eyes button.
So there we go. So I'll just double tap on that.
Describe with Be My Eye. Cancel button. Please wait. Please wait. Be My AI is writing a message. Be My AI. A large.
So now it just generated a description for that random picture in my camera roll. So let's listen to it.
Speech volume. Set speaking 55%. Be My AI. A large white bowl filled with colorful mixed fruit salad. The salad contains chunks of yellow pineapple, red strawberry halves, dark purple or black grapes, whole blueberries, blackberries, and slices of green kiwi with the pale centers visible. Bright green mint leaves are scattered over the top as garnish. At the top of the image, bold white text with a black outline reads, "Eat or pass." So
that's funny. And that's just a random picture from Facebook. And again,
Be My 65 message. Be My copy. Add to copy.
So you can copy that description too. So that is the Be My AI portion of the app. We're going to move on to the service directory part.
Photos. Apps with photos. Be My Eyes. Active. Tab bar. Sir Community. Tab. Service directory. Tab. Selected. Service directory. Heading.
So the service directory tab, this is where you can get connected with customer service and specialized organizations for support. So they'll offer video calls or phone support. And they have over 600 different organizations in there that have either partnered with Be My Eyes to provide the video support, or Be My Eyes has just gone through and collected different phone numbers so that way support is available immediately. So we'll go through this.
Government services, games and its word character speaking rate 655%. Food to block beauty and bank info service directory.
So when you go into the service directory, there's a search box at the top. So that way, if you don't want to go through all of these categories and all the listings, you can just search for what you need help with, and if it's there, it'll show up.
Search field, access technology button.
So the categories that they have for these organizations is
access
technology,
banking and finance button,
banking and finance,
beauty and personal care, blindness organizations, devices and digital services, food and beverage, games and entertainment, government services, health and healthcare, home and cleaning, hotels and accommodations, mobile and internet providers,
other,
retail and online shopping, travel and transportation,
and
accessible QR,
and that's it. So those are all the different categories of these organizations. So I'm going to show you the travel one.
Retail and other, mobile and hotels, retail, home, travel and transportation. Be My Eyes, Alaska Airlines, info.
So some of the organizations that they have as part of this category are Alaska Airlines, American Airlines, Amtrak,
Avianca,
Best Western, things like that. So we'll go into Amtrak.
Amtrak, open, Amtrak.
So Amtrak is an actual partner, so you can connect with them through video if you need help at any of their stations. Not all stations have the support available, but the ones that do that might be relevant to you are Providence. So Providence Station does have the support available. Boston and New Jersey, Philly, other stations like that. There's a complete list of the stations in this in the Amtrak tab, and all of their customer service agents are trained who will be answering the call to provide non-visual support.
Always open. Info, supported languages, English, add to favorites button.
So you can add that to favorites so you don't have to go through this whole list again to find it.
Call Amtrak button.
And then you can call Amtrak. So if you hit call Amtrak, it will start the same type of video call that it starts when you call just a random volunteer. And so if you need help navigating a station, finding the correct track, finding the bathroom at a station, you can give them a call and they will help you with those things.
Back.
I'm going to go ahead and go back.
Back button, Alaska Airlines button.
And we'll go into Alaska Airlines, which is still the travel portion of this service directory.
Alaska Airlines, report profile, add to favorites button.
So you can also add Alaska Airlines to favorites, so you don't have to keep going through to look for it. However, it doesn't say partner on here.
Contact Alaska Airlines.
It just says contact Alaska Airlines. So what that means is it just has the number for support, but it's not going to connect you through video, through like a live video feed. Basically what Be My Eyes has done is they've gone online to gather different support numbers for different organizations if they're not a partner, so that it's easier to access them and find them all in one place, as opposed to opening Googling it. You might get connected to them, you might not. Although Alaska Airlines isn't partnered directly with Be My Eyes, they still have their number on there if you need help.
Back button, Alaska Airlines, back button, service.
So I just went back to the main page of the service directory.
Mobile and hotels, home and cleaning, health and government
and
services.
We'll go into
game, food and beverage button.
Food and beverage.
Barilla, open button.
So Barilla is a famous pasta brand that you've probably seen in every store.
Barilla.
And if you scroll through, it should say partner.
Barilla partner.
So that means that, again, you can connect with a trained customer service agent over live video feed.
Barilla provide partner.
And this is what it says.
Barilla provides visual assistance through Be My Eyes live video support on all our pastas, sauces, and recipes.
So provide support on all their pastas, sauces, and recipes. So if you get a sauce or you get a box of pasta and you're not sure how to cook it, you can call Barilla directly, and they'll help you with that.
Opening hours, but supported languages, English, add to favorites, call Barilla button.
Yeah, and if you see call Barilla, they'll be able to connect you through the video feed.
Back button. Back button.
So that's essentially what the service directory portion is. So if you need help with anything, like even identifying certain shampoo bottles, there are certain shampoo brands on here that will help you with that too, or even just with helping you understand how to use their product. The next tab is the community tab.
1035 at community tab 4 of 5. In progress.
Mine actually never really loads, so I'm not sure what's going on with my app. Maybe I have to go in and update it. And that's another thing to keep in mind too. If something isn't working, you should try updating the app and going back to the App Store to see if there's an update available, because sometimes features, they roll out certain new features and they don't work in an older version of the app. But the community tab is essentially, they'll have like community updates in there about the app, podcasts, and sometimes they'll do live Q&A sessions about the app. And then
tab bar, settings, tab, selected.
The settings tab is the last tab all the way to the right. In there, you can change account information and update your password. You can learn how to use Be My Eyes with the Meta glasses, which we'll talk about in a second. You can find the support part in this tab, and it'll either connect you with the help center where you can read different articles on how to do different things, or you'll find the email where you can contact support if you have any questions. So we'll just go through it with voiceover.
Settings, account, button.
So there's an account tab.
Languages, button.
Languages.
Notifications, button.
Notifications.
Siri shortcuts, button.
Siri shortcuts. Oh, I said Siri and it turned my Siri on. I was like, what happened to it?
The shortcut is a quick way to Be My Eyes. Active. Language. Ray-Ban Meta Languages. Notifications. Siri shortcuts.
So,
button.
Shortcuts.
Ray-Ban Meta Glasses.
Ray-Ban Meta Glasses.
Support. Button.
And
privacy and terms.
support.
Button. Log out. Button.
And then there's the log out tab. So Be My Eyes and Meta Glasses. If you're familiar with the Meta Glasses, we've done a few workshops on them here throughout the year. And basically you can call a volunteer through the Ray-Ban glasses hands-free. So that's really helpful. Say, you want to connect with Amtrak and you go to the service directory, you find Amtrak. And then, you're traveling. So you have like a suitcase, I have a service dog. So with both of those things, it's really hard for me to also hold my phone up and show them the different signs so that they can help me. So the Meta glasses are really helpful because you can actually tell your Meta glasses, call a Be My Eyes volunteer, and it will connect you through your glasses to a volunteer. So that way it's all hands-free and you can just look up and down if they need you to look up at any of the signs or anything and still carry what you need to carry while you're traveling. The group feature does not work with the Meta glasses. So you can't call, if you've created a group like we talked about before, you just can't call them through the Meta glasses, but you are able to call a volunteer. So I hope that gave a good overview of the app. Like I mentioned before, there are, different support pages on the website. So if you need help setting it up or anything, you can use that to help you understand, step-by-step directions on how to navigate all of the tabs that we just went over, all the features of the app. And then the Windows version that you can download on your computer is just the artificial intelligence portion. So there is no call volunteer button. As far as I'm aware, I just did some research on it a few days ago to make sure that that was right. And that's, what I found. What I found out is that you can only use the AI portion of it on your computer. So that can be helpful when you're trying to, if you have a call you need to be on video for, you can take a quick snapshot of your screen while you're using the camera, and it'll tell you if you're centered or in frame or not. And then you can also take pictures of different documents to help, read inaccessible parts of the document, things like that. So I hope this was helpful. We'll open it up for a Q&A now. You can ask any questions that you have. If I don't know the answer, I will get back to you with it. And then we can also talk about, what you've used it for. Feel free to share like where it's been helpful for you. And so we'll go ahead and open it up now.